Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it is Wednesday morning, I believe. And a very pretty Wednesday morning. It's 3 degrees already, and that would be a 38 across the line. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. What more could I ask of you? Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. All right, a couple of things first before I get rabbiting on about something. Sarah Beth, will you ever forgive me for forgetting your name? And it was Sarah Beth, of course, that I was trying to tell you about yesterday, who had been in hospital. And I couldn't believe that I couldn't remember her name. I can put it down to old age, or I can put it down to a lot of things, but who cares? It's a good job that you guys love me, because otherwise I'd be in big trouble. But Sarah Beth, let us know how you're doing, and let us know, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with you, sweetie. I know you're back home, but as I said, please forgive me. I was really quite embarrassed. By the time I got home last night, it was my number one challenge, was to find out this name that I couldn't remember. I could see your face, I just couldn't for the life of me put a name to it. It was so stupid. Anyway, no, not stupid. No, that's not fair of me. That's not fair to me. No, that wasn't stupid. It just was, I forgot. And I just went blank. It happens. The other thing was, I wondered if anybody heard from Ashley, because I remember hearing that Ashley had taken a fall transferring between her wheelchair and somewhere else. And I know she was at one of the broadcasts, but I'm really just realized that I haven't heard a beep out of her since then. So Ashley, if you're listening to this, please write and let me know how you're doing, or let us know how you're doing, because you were on my mind this morning. As I was putting on my makeup, I was going, gosh, I haven't heard from Ashley. So, had a good night last night. I was very proud of myself for getting on the turtle gym. And Manon and Jen, thank you so much for keeping my 10-minute challenge going while I was sick. I really appreciated that, even though I was quite frustrated because I couldn't join in. But I must say that last night it was so cute, because I, started the first part of the process of transferring the video from my camera to my computer, and then I realized that that's a brilliant time to actually start doing the 10-minute challenges. Excuse me, which is what I did. And then, of course, there's another very useful time between editing and getting the edit saved, which also takes time. And then there's a third magical moment, of course, when you're uploading onto YouTube and doing all that stuff. Although by then I'm normally quite exhausted. So it's like everything else in life. I've just got to schedule it in a good way. So yeah, last night I felt really good. I did 10 minutes on the turtle gym, and I can feel the difference in my back this morning. My back is not sore this morning, and it was quite sore yesterday when I was talking to you. And then I did 10 minutes in my bedroom. And again, it doesn't look like I'm getting anywhere, but that's because I'm doing put it away or throw it away. And that actually takes a bit more time than just moving it from point A to point B. And I'm certain that Manon knows about that. It's a case of, do I want to put it in yet another box, or do I want to throw it away? And of course the trick is, once I've got everything tidied away again, then it's a case of opening up all the containers I have in my bedroom and throwing half of that away, because I know I've got way too much stuff everywhere. I need to start chucking it. So, but what I've also done is I've got, do you guys have an area in your kitchen where you put stuff? I've got this, you know, the first surface to the right as I walk in the kitchen. For some reason, it's my catch-all area. I don't know where else to put it, so I'll just put it on there for now. Well, you know, for now means for the next 5 years. I wonder if anybody else relates to this. Anyway, I know a lot of you don't, and I know that certain people will write to me and tell me that, you know, they would never dream of doing such a thing, but that's okay. Some of us do. We have other gifts. Anyway, so here I am. I've got this one place in my kitchen. Well, I actually got a number of places if I think about it, but one particular place in my kitchen where I will store things pending supposedly putting them away or finding the right place for them. And I am, every night when I get home and I go into the kitchen to put my stuff that I've taken to work into the dishwasher or do whatever, every single night I'm spending a couple of minutes just taking a few more things away from this area. And I'm down to probably a quarter of what was there. I'm actually so excited about it because I'm getting really quite close to sorting it out. But the reason that I'm talking about it is because it's the old story, which is, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer to that, of course, is one bite at a time. I personally have never eaten elephant, but but the point is, if every day when I go in there, or even every other day that I go in there, you know, I take away something and stop putting things back there. Of course, that's the trick. Eventually, I will have cleaned it up. So, to me, this is about, okay, this is my challenge to any of you who are not perfectly tidy people, and this only refers to some of us, not all. Just have a look and just pick one little spot somewhere. All right? And over and above your 10-minute challenge, just say once a day, go to that spot and take one thing away. And promise yourself you're not going to put anything else there. It is no longer your storing space. So, again, I wonder how many of you relate to this. And if you do, let me know so I don't feel like the only one. It's very important, because what happens is, in life, so often we think we're the only person who does these things. And then we start beating up on ourselves. Well, you know, I've often said to you that there are sort of only two sorts of people in the world. You know, people who do it the same way as you do, to some degree, and those who don't. And, you know, you fall into the category of whichever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you better or worse than anybody. Because there is always a compensatory thing. For example, if you are a very neat and tidy person, you know, maybe you can't do something else. If you are a creative person, and creative people are the worst. They are the worst for being neat and tidy. You know, they compensate elsewhere. They've got other gifts that other people don't have. And they would, it's like anything else in life. They would prefer to spend their time on their gifts rather than on their discipline or their duty. I think the best time of my life was when I was doing a lot of speaking and had quite a lot of money rolling in. You know, when I could buy the people to help me while I was away. You know, I'd have somebody clean my house and do things like that. And I had a personal shopper who went and filled up my fridge for me, so when I got home there'd be stuff in my fridge. It was really a great way to live. Now some of you have got husbands and wives that fill those roles, but I didn't. So I bought one or two. And it's a gift to yourself. There's no doubt about that. And I really must say that it's a case of concentrate on the things that you want to spend your time on, and if you can make a plan, find people to do the things you don't like doing. There's one. I don't know if there still is, but I know there was one handyman type group of people here called themselves, rent a husband, and I think it was a handyman type husband too, rather than the other sort. And so now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen their vans recently. It's funny the names people call themselves to make themselves memorable. We've got one group of guys, I don't know if they're international, but called Men in Kilts, and guess what? They clean gutters and things. And the idea of these guys up on ladders in their kilts, is worrying to us all. But you don't forget the name, and the reason you don't forget the name is because it builds a picture in your mind. And as you probably know, the way we remember things is to build a picture, and that is the best way in the world. I used to train and work with young people, school kids that were failing classes, and one of the things that always fascinated them was that for everything that was important in their curriculum, we painted a picture. Literally, drew a picture on a whiteboard or a blackboard in those days, or we acted it out as a play or did something. And the reason was because once they had the picture in their mind, they would remember most of it. Not necessarily all of it, but most of it. And it was amazing the difference it made to their marks. I mean, I had kids that were failing, and within a semester they were up in B+A group, and teachers going, "What on earth did you do? We want to know what you did." And not only that, but they were thoroughly enjoying school because they were smart now. And once I taught them how to do that for themselves, it was amazing. Truly amazing, the difference it made. And you might also know, because you see me do it, which is when I have new people that come onto the channel, or people I don't see very regularly, whose names don't come up very regularly. I keep a list that I can see from, if I'm talking on the computer. And the names stay on the list until I've really got them in my mind. And the reason I say that, it's like, Carly, I still can't for the life of me remember where you're from. It drives me insane. Why do I think Tennessee or something? I don't know. Anyway, so it's like I have to keep the names there until I've got them into my brain. Now, obviously, the Becca and Emily, depending on where she is this month, you know, and all the regulars from a year ago, they're firmly implanted in my brain now. I've got that picture. I can see them, and I can see where they're from. But boy, and I know it's going to get worse as we continue to grow. And the good news is that it will continue to challenge my mind, and I will have to keep finding new ways to remember people. So I really wanted to let you know that it's okay if you are not necessarily a very tidy person. It's okay to be who you are. Work on improving it slightly. Don't work on not doing anything about it at all, but just improving it slightly. At the moment, I'm also spending a little bit of time reorganizing some stuff in my bathroom, because I noticed that while I was sick, I wasn't feeling up to putting things away the way that I should have done. And so now I'm just busy tidying up the workspace in my kitchen, the countertop there. So it's not a major thing. Have you been enjoying the Olympics? I'm so glad that the serious hockey is underway, because I was getting to the stage, and I don't know if anybody else agrees with me, where I had seen about enough snowboarding and grand slaloms and stuff like that. I needed to see the other thing. Now I'm actually quite interested in the curling at the moment, especially, well, actually I've been quite interested in a lot of the curling. Curling is not a sport that I normally watch except at the Olympics, because it's so brilliant that it's, sort of shocks you a bit. You go, how do they do that? And there's part of me that thinks I would have enjoyed that had I learned how to do it, because I have fairly good hand-eye coordination. I played a lot of sports in my time. So the Canadian women are going into the gold hockey, I think. Oh no, the Canadian curlers are going in for gold as well, I think. So anyway, they're doing pretty well. The hockey teams are getting very exciting now and scary, because I know that we've made it through to Canada, that is, through to the quarterfinals. So is the US, and as you probably know, that's a rivalry that is pretty hot. Hot as in, that gets pretty passionate. And then we've got the Russians as well that are into the quarterfinals. So. And Sweden, I saw, was in. I think Sweden is into the semis already. That would be Daniel Sedin and the boys, and Edler. So it's going to be great fun. And we've got the reason, I don't know if you can see, but I'm wearing my Canada Olympic jersey today from our Olympics, because it is Canada play Latvia Day. Now, I never even heard of Latvia as a hockey nation until they made it to the quarterfinals and beat Switzerland. I mean, who beats Switzerland? At the round robin level, nobody. And they didn't just beat them by one, they beat them by 2 goals. So we know it wasn't a total fluke. Anyway, so I'm not sort of thinking that Latvia is going to be an easy win either. wonder how much work I'm going to get done today. We shall see. And obviously it's going to be a weekend of hockey. Because we've got the semi-finals and finals of everything coming up now, which may not make it easy to do broadcasts. We'll see how the timing is on these things. Because I want to tell you something, if the hockey is on and we're still in it, I'm going to be watching it. I don't care how much I love you. It really is a pretty day. It feels like spring. And I'm looking at it going, since when was, 38 degrees spring? But I don't know about you guys, but it does sort of, when the sky is blue-ish, most of it's blue, except over the mountains there. I see there are a lot of clouds, but the rest of it's pretty blue. It sort of feels like a beautiful day. We like that. All right, so today I would suggest that we concentrate on just moving something away from where you've been storing it and put it away. Do the same as I'm trying to do so desperately, which is I just left space for a person. They were very grateful. We like that. Encourages me to leave space again. Find a place for it or throw it away. If you like it enough to keep it, then find a place for it to live or throw it away. And for those of you who are very tidy people, we're getting close to spring. So I wonder what spring cleaning you are beginning to do. Let me know. It could be interesting. And I think you'll find that all the people who are naturally tidy people are people who have great discipline around being tidy. Make sense? It's the same as the people who are very fit, have great discipline about exercise. The people who are great dancers have great discipline about learning all the new moves, or some of the old ones. There is a delightfully interesting smell, and it's not me coming through this area. I'm not sure what it is today. Yeah, not good. I'd put on perfume, except I'm not allowed to wear perfume to work. But it's what I need right now. That was not a nice smell. Good. So have a great day. Be kind to one another. And I know it probably feels quite strange that we haven't spoken for a week. We haven't done a broadcast. I don't know about the rest of you, but it feels quite disorienting to me. It's so, it's like sort of I've forgotten somebody's birthday thing. Oh my gosh, and I did. Jen, I am so sorry. I've just realized that I have forgotten your birthday. It was the 15th. Oh lordy, lordy. I cannot believe I did that. Jen, I am so sorry. I wonder if I've forgotten anybody else's. Belated happy birthday, Jen. Wow, can you believe that I remember before I got sick thinking about the fact that I needed to keep track of that. And I had it in my day timer and of course got sick. And didn't look at my day timer because I was sick. Jenny, Jen. I am so sorry. And tonight I better check to see who else's birthday I might have forgotten. I hope nobody else's. I think Jen will eventually forgive me. You know, she's like that. She's kind. Oh, yeah. A bit strange, but kind. Alright, everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal. Have a great day. Bye for now.